Hello YouTube and all of its splendor, BeastRider9 is here again. Now today I'm going to be talking a little bit different compared to previous videos I've ever made. Now, as many of you probably are not aware, I am an atheist. Big shock, I know. But the thing is, when it comes to my atheism, I'm kind of outspoken about it. Me and my family have kind of come to an agreement that we won't even talk about religion around me. But that's neither here or there, though. Just giving you an example. And now this happened a few months ago, probably 8 months, I would say. 8 months at the most, 6 months at the least. Alright, and what was happening was, I was at work, and I work overnight. I work 9 hours over at a Walmart as an overnight stalker, which is all I can get right now. Now, hold on. Now, because we work 9 hours, we all get a 9-hour break. Now, this happened like I said, this happened a long time ago. We were on the back for our lunch break, which is, like I said, 9 hours long. So, the conversation kind of started leading itself towards a religious topic. Basically, we were talking about people they knew and how they were doing this and how they said, and basically they were trying to quote Bible verses and talking about God, Jesus, blah blah blah. And then they started talking about like stuff that happened to them that kind of reassured their faith. And they actually, one of them turned to me and they asked, "What about you?" And I said, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in God. And like clockwork, like that, the next question, which is usually the question I get asked, and it's almost always the same question. The question is, well, how did we get here? Oh boy. You know, when I hear people ask that question, when I tell them I don't believe in God, it's one of the saddest things that I can imagine. I feel really bad for these people, almost to the point where I pity them. Well, I wouldn't say, well, sadness, pity. Well, same thing. Yeah. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, but you know, I decided I was going to talk to them about stuff that I had read in books, and I had read in other books to see if they all met up. And as far as I could tell, all of it was accurate, and evidence seemed to point to this. And the first subject I would talk on is how the universe got here, the Big Bang, and how the space itself is constantly expanding. Well, the universe, I mean, and all of that. And then I got to how the formation of planets by a tiny atoms, stardust, I guess is the word I use. I don't know why I use stardust, but anyway, that's not it. And then when I said about how if conditions are right on planets, a process could go. There could be a process which is known as abiogenesis. Now, for those past things, I'm not that well versed on the Big Bang or abiogenesis, but the next thing I started talking about was evolution, which is something I'm a little bit more knowledgeable on compared to the past two. And they were throwing out questions, and they kept asking the same questions over and over again, and I did the best to answer them as best as I could. And they were all laughing. I thought nothing of it. It really didn't bother me at the least. Anyway, we kept talking and talking. It was all this, and there's one of the people I work with who I will say he will go on to it for now. We'll give him the alias Mr. L. Mr. L said, and I paraphrase, "Man, you just making all this up. Just standing here all that talking, trying to act smart in front of everyone, when you just dumb." That's kind of the gist of what he said, and you know what? It was stupid. Really, really, really stupid to hear this. And I think everyone else knew it too, because even they started laughing even harder than they were before. And I hadn't said anything. like I said, this happened about 8 months ago, and I was just thinking about it while I was in here, and an epiphany hit. Now, the point is, anytime I ever try to tell people that I don't believe in God or that I'm an atheist, there's almost always that question: how did we get here? And as I said, an epiphany hit. And that epiphany was this: the only reason they believe in this is because they haven't read, or they don't know much on basic laws of science and physics and biology. It's the best answer they know. It's the one that makes the most sense. Everything else is too complicated. And you know what? Now what I think is going to happen is when people ask me that question, I'm going to feel even worse. But you know what? In case anyone ever asks me that question again, I already got the answer. If you really want to know the answer to that question, and it just took when I told you I don't believe in God to ask that question, how about you answer it yourself? This has been Beach Rider 9. Peace out, YouTube. And thanks for all the fish.